Welcome to the brick house. I wanted to show you the difference between the sizes of our pigs. We've got Kune Kunes pigs here. They're known for their slow growth nature and their wattles that they have under their chins. So this is our boar. He is 3 years old and his name is Butterball. And he is probably about 250 pounds, but at 3 years old. And he was our very first Kune Kunes pig. He loves being brushed, and he might actually lay down here in a minute and let us rub his tummy. We're going to do some maintenance to him in the next few months. He needs his toenails trimmed in the worst way, and I found out recently that you can actually basically saw their tusks off. He has 2 tusks poking out of the corner of his mouth that I would say he's 3, so I think this past year they really began protruding, and we became aware of trying to stay out of his way just in case he accidentally got us with the tusks. But you can get this wire it's an abrasive wire, and it's meant for cutting through tusks and horns and things like that. And I've seen videos of it and read a little bit about it, and I think that's what we're going to do. The other interesting thing is that Kune Kunes, you can flip them upside down to do the tusks and their toenails. And I've been trying to get his toenails trimmed with just like our cow nippers, and they are hard as rocks. They work on the smaller ones, but for his nails are so hard. We're gonna have to get something more substantial. There's something called a hoof boss that I think we might invest in and use that for him. So anyway, I'm surprised he hasn't laid down yet. Today's the first nice day we've had in a while. It's been cold it seems like forever. I know there's always a cold snap in the winter, but I think this was the longest cold snap I remember. It was below freezing. It was in the teens and below 0 for quite some time. Your skin is so dry. Butterball, your skin is so dry. Very flaky. But anyway, as it warms up, we're going to move them back out into the woods. We've had them up here just because I didn't have time to make their place out there substantial enough for all the cold weather. Yeah, I'm really surprised he hasn't laid down and given me his belly. But he really enjoys the brushing. He's like, yes, this is what I like. But he's a good-natured boar, not aggressive at all. I don't think the only aggressiveness I've ever seen him show is for food toward the love of his life, Buttercup here. Okay, so talking about pig sizes, Buttercup is 2 years old. So we got her in 2024. And so she's about a little over 2 years old. So this is a 3-year-old boar. This is a 2-year-old sow. A sow is a pig that's had piglets. She's had 2 litters, and we would expect her to be having a 3rd litter sometime in April. Because they've been together. I put them together in December. You got a little boo-boo on your ear. What happened? So yes, they both like being brushed. His skin is really dry. Hers is not. And yes, we will be trimming hooves and trimming tusks this spring once I get all the equipment ordered. But they are, Kune Kunes are very good-natured pigs. They are slow growing. It takes them about 2 years to get to full size. Like I said, Butter Ball is he's 3 years old and he's about 250 pounds. And then she is probably close to 200 pounds and she is 2 years old. So I'm going to take you into the barn and show you our 1-year-olds. We've got 2 1-year-old Kune Kunes left, and we've got 4 piglets left from her litter. Her 2 litters that she has had, she's had 6 piglets in each. I think they can have anywhere from 4 to 10 is typical for Kune Kunes. But they have, Kune Kunes are from New Zealand, and they are prized for their red meat. They're considered to have red meat, and it can be used in charcuterie type meats. And try and get all these flakes out of his hair. I think he's enjoying every minute of it. I'm trying to see if I can get him to lay down on his belly too. All right, well, that's enough. I think you've had enough brushing today. But if you've ever seen lamb chops, we had 2 Kune Kune Juliana crosses that we've had processed, and their pork chops are teeny tiny. They're so tiny, just like lamb chops are, and the roasts and everything are much smaller than a commercial hog is, because they're smaller. You know, a commercial hog, 300, 400 pounds is what we're talking about. Oh, here he goes. Here, he's gonna lay down for you. Oh yeah, flopped. There, I got your belly now. Oh, there's your belly. There's your belly. I'm surprised he didn't flop over way sooner. That took a while. Oh my goodness, when he was a piglet, he would flop over like almost the minute you touched him. He'd flop over to get the belly rubs. And he'll let me touch his feet. You see how long his toenails are. I need to get those. Oh, I'm just showing everybody your toes. You're fine. I need to get those trimmed down before they cause some problems. I wanted to show them your tusks too. But when you're brushing them, it's a good chance to kind of get a good look at their body condition and see how everything's doing. Make sure they don't have any wounds anywhere that need treatment, because sometimes they can rub up against something and hurt themselves. Generally not, though. Does that feel good, buddy? Let me get your face. I would say in general, boars have a smell to them, though. Oh my goodness. He can stink sometimes. But also, in general, they don't have too bad of a smell to them. I've been around confinement hogs, and they can be so smelly. But these guys, as long as we keep their pens clean, there's no smell. As long as we rotate them in the woods regularly to keep them on fresh vegetation, there's no smell. And they keep our weeds down. It seems like they eat about everything out there in the woods except for I think it's bittersweet. It's this thorny. Oh, there's 2 things out there. Both things are thorny. They've got bittersweet, which has a thorn on it, and it's kind of viney. And then the other thing is, what's it called? Black walnut? No, not black walnut. Black locust. Oh my gosh, that tree. I hate that tree. Because it looks like the devil tree. It's got all kinds of thorns sticking out, and they hurt so bad if you accidentally get stuck by one. Yeah, these guys stay clear of those. Okay, well, that's it for you guys. I'm going to show you the 1-year-old and 16-week-olds in the barn. Okay, I'm here in the barn, and I'm going to show you the size difference. Sorry, you won't be able to get it side by side with the 1-year-olds versus the 2 and the 3-year-olds, but you can see the 1-year-olds versus the piglets, which are 16 weeks old. They were born on October the 4th. So this is Pancake, and this is Helene, and they were born the day the hurricane hit South Carolina, Tennessee last year, September, the end of September 2024. So these guys, they are about a year and a half old, actually. So you can see how slow growing they are. They might be 100 pounds, maybe 120 pounds. I'm not going to try to pick them up and guess, but they're good size. But slow growing. In general, we don't feed them a ton. If you feed them too much, they will just become obese and overly fat. They don't need to be like that. And so we feed them twice a day, not much, and especially when they're in the woods and they can forage. So this is, like I said, this is Pancake, and he's got 2 wattles. He is a barrow. Sorry, he has been castrated, and he will eventually grow some tusks, but they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to grow to the extent at which the our boar grows. So, and then this is Helene, and I think the females grow tusks, but extremely, extremely slowly. So I don't know if we'll ever have to worry about trimming their tusks. It'll just be their toenails. Stop biting my shoe. Don't bite my boot. Okay. So, and then the small ones are 16, 17 weeks old. They, like I said, they were born October 4th, 2025. And they are approximately 20 pounds-ish. Our larger one is probably 25 pounds. We feed them a combination of mini pig food, and then I get a pig blend from the there's an organic guy not too far from us that does pig feed, custom order. So we get 200 pounds every maybe once a month for the pigs from him, and then I mix it in with the pig feed just to kind of make sure their nutritional requirements are satisfied. Plus, when they go out in the woods, they get all that forage. So anyway, these guys are super cute, super friendly. This is our biggest one, and the only ones that we have left are females. So she has 2 wattles. She's so pretty. And then this one, let me see how many wattles you have, because they don't consistently have 2. They can have 1 or they can have none. So I don't think she has any, but she's got 1 on her. Maybe not. It's hard to tell with my gloves on. And this one here has 1, and it does not mean that they are registered or unregistered or purebred or whatever if they have 2 wattles, because Buttercup is a registered Kune Kunes, and she has 2. But in her litter, they also had a few that only had 1, and then I think they might have had 1 that had 0 wattles. I prefer the double wattle. I just like symmetry, but it doesn't It doesn't mean that they're purebred Kune Kunes if they have two. They can have one, they can have none. You can see the size difference between this one and the one that we call the runt. They were all pretty good sized, similarly sized up until maybe last month or so. This one I noticed gets booted out of the way most. She's still extremely healthy, doing great. I think she's adorable. She's just ends up getting the short end of the stick, and so she's not getting quite as much food because she gets pushed out of the way easier than the other ones. So really, we didn't really have a runt of the litter. It's just that she's slightly smaller. She's probably, let me see if I can pick her up and guess. I would say, looking at her, she's about 15 pounds. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Come here. I want to see you. Oh. Come here. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Pigs in general don't like being held. She doesn't have any wobbles, does she? But anyway, I don't have names for any of these. It's Bear. I would say she weighs about 15 pounds. Be careful. How much would you guess that she weighs? 20. 20. Yeah. You got her? Careful, careful. You don't want to drop your pigs, but they are. The bigger they get, the harder they are to hold. They're just like little footballs. They are solid. Solid. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. So anyway, I just wanted to do this video showing you the size difference between them all. Here, Sophia, why don't you come over here in the view of the camera? We've got little mini pig treats that we got at the farm store, and they love them. Come here, guys. They get a little aggressive with the treats, don't they? But if you just had one or two, it's not a big deal.
He knows how to sit.
Pancake, sit.
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 You have the bag. He's gonna follow the bag.
Here. Sit, Pancake. Sit. Sit. Yeah, we had Butterball trained to sit.
There we go. Good boy.
Give the little one. Here. Huh? Yeah. Oops. Okay. I think that's enough. I think I've told you everything that I needed to tell you today about the piglets and the pigs and the size difference between a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old Kune Kune.
I have a big mustache.